My name's David Raymond Conroy. I'm an artist. I was born in Reading in 1978 and now I live and work in London. I get up really early. My dad grew up on a farm, so I think maybe I'm predisposed to being an early riser. I don't have a studio. At the moment I work at home. Some artists are very precious about their studio and their environment, but that's not really how I work. You know, my work often is in this kind of grey space between artist and curator. I'm like an evil curator. My hand is very strong. I really want it to mean what I want it to mean.
Here we are at 17 Gallery in your current show, Retail Space. You told me about your idea to generate changes. Could you tell me more about the show here?
I thought that it'd be interesting to allow other people to sublet the gallery. So to use the space that's been allotted for me to show whatever anyone else wanted to show. If you can pay, you can rent it. I've looked a lot at the position of the prosumer, the person who is simultaneously a producer and a consumer. I wanted to make an exhibition where I, as an artist, operated more like a platform. So I operated more like YouTube rather than an individual YouTube user.
So what is the question you're addressing here?
Is it okay to earn money from art if it's not from the sale of discrete art objects?
It's quite interesting in light of your practice. You have a very strong voice as an artist,
yeah.
But here you are giving your voice to somebody else all the time and without even aesthetic value.
I feel happy that it's an entirely dematerialized artwork. But indeed, because I don't put so much pressure on the art object myself as an artist, I feel quite happy that these other art objects exist and that the people who made these art objects have an opportunity to show them. I mean, I also would think of the gallery as a lens, as a way to focus a view on something. Perhaps artwork doesn't always have to be explained.
And your art is also very much engaged. You explore subjects such as race, social classes, gender, consumer society. Do you think that art can really change society?
I think that art can change society indirectly. Art can change people. If you change an individual, then you change the world.
I loved when you talked about frictions, and I wonder why you're choosing negativity as an angle in your practice.
Love is kind of the absence of critique. There's not so much you can say about the things that you love or that you find beautiful, or at least I don't know that if I have so much to say about those things. I can lay out, or I can talk about, or I can explore, or I can embody a problem in some way. And maybe this can allow the audience to be in a kind of critical position. Maybe we might find a solution together.
So David, how did you make those works?
Well, they're part of an ongoing series that's called History and Photography, and they're single book pages, photographic book pages, which are then covered with a multi-aperture mount mat, which is a kind of relic of 1970s home decoration. The idea with the works is that I try to find images where each panel becomes a kind of a satisfactory image in my mind. We can put together these pieces and we can try and get a kind of full picture, but we have to make up the gaps in between. I think that these are more like a kind of guide to the way that I work. So I think that I'm more interested in this idea that no single viewpoint is the real viewpoint.
What is the story behind those two photographs?
Actually, these photographs are not taken by me. They're taken by a blogger called Karl Smith, whose blog was called Illsnapmatics. He was publishing photographs that he was taking in the game Grand Theft Auto, but the manufacturer of the game, Rockstar Games, exerted copyright over those images.
But it seems more like a shared authorship in real.
Yes.
They both had a role to play.
I thought that I could see a legitimate claim on both people's part. So then I thought what I would do is, with Karl's consent, I obtained the high reses of the images, and then they were printed and mounted using this die-sec technique. And then I'm now added as a third author. I felt unclear as to the degree to which I, through my own framing and through my own recontextualizing, could assert some sort of authorship.
It's like you don't want to have a signature style.
Yes.
You're escaping it all the time.
I think that I have a signature way of thinking, if anything, and this means that I don't have a signature style.